Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we are testing the GeForce RTX 3070 Ti in God of War Ragnarok, and we have the Asus ROG Strix OC model of the card. Here are the specs of the GPU. We have 8GB of GDDR6X micron memory. We have 561.09 NVIDIA driver version, which is the game-ready driver for God of War Ragnarok. We have resizable bar enabled inside BIOS, and over here in Task Manager we have Intel Core i7-13700KF CPU. And for memory, we have 64 gigabytes of DDR5 CL36 6000 megahertz RAM. And finally, in MSI Afterburner, we have no overclocks applied. Everything is set to stock settings. So let's get inside the game and check out the frame rates. Alright guys, we're inside the menu of God of War Ragnarok. We are starting it off at 1080p resolution using DLAA. This game has DLSS, FSR, XeSS, and TAA support. We're going to use DLAA. There is just 1 FPS difference when you use DLAA from TAA, and we're gonna use the ultra graphics preset as well. And the game has very bare bones settings in terms of graphical settings options. So we'll stick to the ultra. We have film grain, motion blur 0, and here we go. 70 FPS. And this is the first area which we visit after leaving the snowy area at the start of the game. How we gonna... There we go. Oops. Gotta put that there and take that out. And then do this.
Oh, I think I get it. If you freeze the geyser, the pressure will turn the wheel.
Ah. So this goes here. Right. What now? Yeah, I see it. We have to hit that
Nice
one. There we go. Thank you, boy. Alright, now what? Now maybe freeze that. Guess not.
See anything from that block?
You're up here, guys. Let's climb this. How are we gonna climb that? Maybe hit that. Yeah. There we go. Finally up here.
That's poems. Very highbrow. You should
Wow,
collect
some
any others you find.
poems. So we are well below 8 gigs of VRAM usage, well below 7 even, 6.3. RAM is at 14.8.
Lad,
And it's a consistent 60 FPS so far.
To learn from Tia?
Well, like I said,
Let's get on the
was
boat
hoping you
real
could tell me
quick,
something
go to the
about
next
Loki.
area.
I'd also like to hear some of his stories. Traveling to other lands, giant stuff, and maybe about what it was like to fight back in the day. Just for the history, obviously.
I mean, this is on the same engine as the first
Let's
game.
hope Tia's in a talkative
still
mood
the game
after
looks
being
really
imprisoned
good.
for so long. Not all of Odin's captives can be as charmingly voluble.
We are averaging at
as myself.
75 FPS, so I think we will be always getting
Right.
60 plus FPS on Ultra
An earthquake
1080p.
earlier. Do you think there will be another one?
It's unlikely, but geological disturbances.
The game
tend to
isn't
be
that heavy on the
unpredictable.
CPU.
If the geysers and smell here are worse because of Fimbulwinter, maybe the earthquakes are too?
Aye, you might be onto something, lad.
Atreus, look ahead.
We have...
Wow. Now this looks like a city.
Welcome to Nidavellir, brothers.
Wait, are they
Hey,
scared of
Thor.
us?
Hey,
Yeah, we're getting even
we
more
talk to you
FPS
first?
in this area.
There'll be no help, to be sure. Best we find
We're
the
getting
tavern Sindri
more than
mentioned on
80
our own.
FPS, pretty much. This is fantastic. I mean, the game doesn't look that bad at 1080p like newer games. It does look very detailed. VRAM has
Is that a
now
statue of
touched
Odin?
7 gigs.
They must really love him here.
Or fear.
Look at that chicken. So detailed that chicken is. I shouldn't have done that.
Sindri,
Hello. I'd return your surprise, but I
Sindri is
didn't know
here?
you'd be here. I've got something
He is
for you.
everywhere. Alright guys, I'm using some FSR 3 frame generation. Seems like this is working for this GPU because the last benchmark video I did using the 4070 Ti Super, neither FSR 3 frame gen nor DLSS frame gen were working, but this seems to be working and giving us very high FPS. And image quality looks great, nothing bad at all. I can notice no artifacting whatsoever because the base FPS was already close to 100, like 80, 90. So with FSR frame gen on, it doesn't make any difference. You just get more smoothness overall. So we are getting like 137 FPS average. This is fantastic. Even if you want very high FPS on 1080p resolution, this is the settings for you. And I think it's better to use FSR 3 frame gen instead of DLSS quality at 1080p because DLSS is gonna make your image more bloody. But in this case, it's not using frame gen. Alright, now we are moving on to 1440p resolution using DLAA once again and using the Ultra Graphics preset. We're still getting 60 plus FPS, but I don't think that will be the case always. So let's find out.
is that a statue of Odin? They must really love him here.
Or fear.
That's why they hate us.
Sindri,
Okay, we
Hello.
have to
I'd return your surprise,
Meet
but I didn't know
Sindri.
you'd be here. I've got something for you.
Thank you.
do we have for me
What is a dwarf?
Mr. Sindri. Okay, so Sindri gave us a bow upgrade, more like to Atreus.
Well, I certainly didn't expect
Explosive
creepy
bows.
crawlies in need of a lair.
Yeah, this problem is in the game when you lock onto enemies. If you change targets, it just suddenly moves like this.
Watch your life!
Camera movement is really bad. So I'm not locking onto enemies for that reason. It doesn't happen on controllers. Perfect.
Okay, so, Derlin,
And you please
Sindri, any idea where the tavern is?
Do I look like I've ever been to a filthy tavern?
So it's still getting
Sure,
like
you just punched a
68
hole through
FPS
some promising
average.
no.
Atreus,
For you.
this way.
Get inside.
Best of luck.
It seems like neither Valyr's locked down because of us.
Outsiders are not welcome.
VRAM
here.
usage is, I think it's over 8 gigs at this point.
Well,
It's maxed out.
everyone's hiding on this side too.
Odin's occupation of this realm has its hooks in.
It's very smooth though. Game's
Well,
running
clearly not a
perfectly
threat.
smooth.
Why hide?
Resist and be made an example of. Keep the rest in line. Self-preservation can outweigh bravery for even the strongest.
Fear keeps them safe and alive.
These small creatures are really annoying.
Maybe we can try knocking on some doors for directions.
Looks to be an artifact from the Dwarven Resistance. A firebomb from the chief anti-Odin propagandist in Durlin's rebellion. Quite a sharp wit she had until she turned to less subtle means of resistance. Rock may be interested in getting these back. Better in his hands than out in the open.
Up here, boy. What's he doing down there? He doesn't want to come up with us. Oh, he cannot climb, right? That's why. But anyways, guys, I think we are averaging close to 60 FPS. I mean, we're getting 60 FPS at times. That's the minimum we are dropping so far in this area. And averaging at 67. So I don't think you will have a problem playing with native 1440p on Ultra. Alright, so now we are using some quality DLSS on Ultra graphics preset at 1440p. And now we're getting close to 100 FPS, well over 100 at times. So if you're worried about dropping below 60 FPS at times, which I think will happen natively, so I think it's better to play with DLSS quality in that case. If you don't want to drop below 60. Not sure where to go. What's inside here? This tunnel. Ah, I think I know where that leads. It leads back to Sindri, I think. These houses look really good. Okay, how do we get over there? Where do I have to go? Can you give me some hint, boy? There's nothing down here. Nothing there. Okay, there's something.
Mind you, watch out!
I hate this thing. Oh my gosh. No, Kratos, he killed us. Is he able to climb this time? What the hell? He wasn't climbing back then.
Look, over there.
So we're getting average of 96 FPS. Nobody wants to talk to us. And VRAM is pretty much maxed out, but it still doesn't stutter or anything, the game. It runs perfectly fine. Okay, next we are using FSR3 frame gen, DLSS to DLAA, and Ultra Graphics preset. So with frame gen turned on, we're not getting as high as using DLSS quality, but we're getting like 80s. And yeah, it's not smooth. It's not that smooth at all. When I move around my mouse, I can feel the delay. Let's shoot that.
Get off
They killed us last time, but not this time. Absolutely perfect. So yeah, this is not how I would actually play.
Could you maybe...
No! Thank you.
But he's saying no to us. So yeah, this is not playable. It's very like rough. It's not smooth. Let's break some pumpkins. How we break the... Oh, they disappeared. Okay, finally for 4K resolution, we are using Ultra preset and using DLAA. So I'm back outside this Odin statue area. And this is a 30 FPS experience. I didn't really expect more than this. But yeah, this is what it is. And we will see it drop below 30 even. Like, there it dropped to 27 there. see what else do we have in this area. This place is so empty. VRAM is absolutely maxed out.
You collected Kvasir's stories? Give him here. Huge fan.
I'm not giving you that. Let's go back to that area. Look at the 1% lows. 26, 25, 0.1. That means the game is running very smooth. I mean, you won't see any stutters at all. Okay, there is no more point of playing using that setting, so I'm gonna enable DLSS quality using the Ultra Graphics preset, and that means it's gonna render at 1440p and upscale it to 4K. Okay, I am not sure what to do in this area. I'm just running around to check the FPS at this point. So yeah, we're getting 60 FPS average. It will drop most likely to mid 50s, pretty sure. I mean, how am I gonna cross this?
I think I see something.
Do you see him, boy? Ah, that. Damn. Finally, thank you for showing me the way. It's trying to find a way for so long. Push that out of the way.
This looks promising, right? That's like a house. If he's here, maybe you should let me do the talking.
You.
Well, we don't want to intimidate him. You're tall as a tree and you have a severed head on your head.
None taken. Fair point, though.
Let him do the talking.
Very
then.
well.
I think that's him.
Why isn't he scared of us? Everyone else is scared.
Hello?
Watch yourselves.
Come. A boat cannot
So
be
yeah,
followed.
it's a very smooth experience, but yeah, you will drop
Earlier,
below
Sindri made
60
it sound like
frames
Durlin was some sort of rebellion.
here and there.
Doesn't
So I have enabled some FSR frame generation on top of DLSS quality on Ultra Graphics preset to see if we can get past 60 FPS, which we can. But I think it will still drop below 50 at times, but the experience is not smooth at all, guys. Because I can really notice those input delay when moving my mouse around. You might not notice them when using a controller if you play with a controller. But in this case, yeah, it is not a smooth experience. So I had to restart the game because the settings were not applying properly. So I'm using high preset this time, using DLSS quality to see if we can achieve 60 plus FPS
being the key
most of the
word
time.
here, little brother.
Yeah, for now we're getting 60 plus, but we are gonna drop to mid 50s at times for sure.
I saw a dock back there.
Right there,
Maybe there's a boat we can
55,
use to get to
I mean,
Durham.
57. Get my max. Yeah, 56. So this is the best I can get at 4K with DLSS quality. I think I won't test medium and low preset. There is no point of playing this game using those presets. I mean, 60 plus FPS is perfectly fine in this game. At best, I like to keep it at 70 FPS, so that 10 FPS gap for the 1% low to be at 60 plus would be perfect. So you won't notice those hiccups or stutters, minor stutters here and there. So yeah, this settings you can utilize at 4K. All right, finally I'm gonna try it with DLSS balanced and high preset. So yeah, we're getting 60 plus FPS, and I think we will get 60 plus all of the time, except in few areas maybe like it was dropping here, but now it's still staying above 60, which is great. We're getting like 57 when looking that way. Now we're getting 62, 61s. So yeah, I think if you want those 60 plus FPS all the time at 4K, high preset with DLSS set to balanced is the way to go. And yeah, when using DLSS balanced, you can notice some blurriness at distance, which was not the case in terms of DLSS quality. But other than that, it looks perfectly fine. Yeah, it's dropping to 50, wow, 52. This area is very demanding, especially this. Yeah, this gate. When looking at this, frame rate drops like crazy. So yeah, you won't find these everywhere, so you can ignore that. Yeah, when looking at the water, it drops as well. Can't do much about that. 50 FPS, 40 FPS. Water seems to be very demanding in this game. So that will be it for this video, guys. Do leave a like and subscribe if you are new. Also, let me know how much you are getting on your 3070 Ti or whatever GPU you have on your system. And I will see you guys on the next one. Till then, take care and bye-bye.